My name is Ryan Dennis, and I'm reading from my novel, The Beasts They Turned Away, published by Epoch Press. I'm starting at the beginning with a section called The Dead Pile. The old man and the child are in the Ford. The child sits on the floor, tucked by the steering column. A wilted cow hangs from the bucket, is a whole of what is in front of them, push and pulls on the weight of the machine. When the tractor is not steady, the beast swings against the grill, its hind legs flinching. The image of the old man and the child reflected in the glass, cast against the dead animal. The old man looks at the child's reflection. The child's reflection looks back. The Ford follows the hedgerow, traces the ruts that lay before it. They lead into a stand of willows and brush. Tangles of dried grass brush along the hooves of the cow. The bones in the grass snap, shatter beneath the wheels of the tractor. The tractor passes between two willows, the drooping archway they make, the cow swinging below it. Swollen eyes to the east, its head dragging on the ground. The bucket drops, the engine falls in pitch, and the old man turns it off before climbing out. Offers a hand to the child, but the child lowers himself off the steps, obstinate, walks ahead. The ground below the willows is mounded like plague flesh, the limbs of the dead pulled from it by the foxes and mice to have the murky tissue cleaned from them. The white, hollow faces of cows stare out from the brush and leaf litter around them, looking at the old man, the child, open-jawed, calling out to them. The silent chorus they make. The old man looses the chain from the animal in front of the loader, throws the chain into the bucket. The child walks through the dead pile, picks up a leg bone, throws it against the bark of a tree. The old man sits on a soil heap, leans on his knees, watches the child. The canopy above, thick with leaf cover, seals out the light of the day, puts the remains in perpetual twilight. In the goldenrod at his feet is a number, half sunken in the earth, on red plastic. He pulls on it, draws the neck strap out of the ground with it, where it had been swelling in the clay. 417. He remembers there was a 417, and that is something. He balls it in his pocket, where it bulges. There'll be another 417. A resurrection, the only one possible under this dark bend of willow trees. The child stands over the cow. The cow gazes back, taut, bursting eyes. The child hits the cow. "Hey there," the old man says. The child swings his fist and it lands in the soft flesh of the cow's neck. "What are you on about, child? Stop that now." The child pulls on its ears and then slaps it in the ribs. Her chest echoes, empty. He leans back and kicks her in the muzzle. The old man chuckles and then shakes his head and then stands up. "Will you stop that?" The child stomps on the cow's hoof, which lays curled over tire tracks, nearly falls as he jumps on it. The old man grabs the child's shirt, pulls him against the body. "Don't," he says. Puts his arms around him tightly. Again whispers, "Don't." The child leans from him, swinging his arms, breath heavy. Rams his head against the old man's elbow until the old man lets go. He springs free and turns to him, red face, his small chest heaving. The old man sits on the barrel of the cow, her ribs bending beneath him. Throws up his hands. He swings his legs away from the child, leans, then swings them back again. The old man rises, draws a cow skull from the briars, the vines tittering after it. Angled bone, gaping mouth in a soundless ball, its eye holes searching with their absence. Puts in front of his own face in mock show. Sees the child through its curves, and the child remains expressionless, unmoving. The old man tries to fit his own head, but it does not fit. He's about to pitch it into the weeds, but the dour face of the child, glaring at him, glaring. He grabs the child again and forces the skull over with one hand, pressing down until the edge of bone scrapes over his flesh, slips into place. The old man steps back. Jesus, he says. The teeth of the skull bared, the rat-chewed knitting of the bone across the back. He reaches for the child again, but the child backs away. Come on now, the old man says. Don't be daft. He reaches for the skull, but the child will not come to him. The old man stands in the dusk, among the bones of the animals he has failed. He takes the neck strap from his pocket and rings it over his knuckles, the slick rot rubbing onto his skin, lets it dangle and then bunches it again. He kicks away a leg bone, says, "Sure then." The old man and the child in the Ford. The empty chain wrapped around the back hitch, dragging along the lane. The tractor moving easily without the weight, the road clear before them. The old man stares ahead, keeps the tractor straight. The skull turns towards him, watching him. Thank you.